Hey traders, Michael from Elite Traders University. So we're just seeing a bit of a pullback after the sell-off last week. So remember, our first selling point was at the top, and well, not the square, let's try the circle. First selling point was at the top, second one was right there, and the third one was right there. You can see that in all of our videos. Now unfortunately, last one was stopped out for a profit. However, we didn't get this big run down. However, what we have now is sort of like a continuation pattern. Prices has pushed down, and now we've got a corrective patterning happening. So there's a real possibility that we might start to move up and then sort of make our way lower. That's what I forecast is going to happen. There's two options. We go up a little bit more first, up to the 1.40 level, or we start to go straight down from now. So we're still about 7 hours away from London Open. So there is a possibility we go down a bit and then retrace up to the 1.4 level, and then we start to make our way down and retest the previous lows. So I'm actually short already, and I will look to get in, as you can see. So there I am short there, number of positions, and I'll look to get into a profitable position at about plus 20, plus 30. Now, because of all the volatility that we've had, that could happen very, very quickly. So from my entry, which is about there, 30 pips is so close. It's only really one 15-minute bar. So when we get to about plus 30, I will actually take out a few positions, and let's see how much we're up now. So we're up 8 pips, 11 pips, so we're up about 40 pips. Let's look at our live positions on the table and see what's going on. Okay, so actually 3 positions only, and we're up almost 30 pips. So a good start. Again, I'll look to get out one somewhere around this region, and that will allow me to keep my last 2 positions open, and I will move my stop down on those last positions for a break-even trade. Now if price does come up like I suggested it could, and come up that level, then I will look for another edge to get short, because I do believe price is going to move down. I believe we're getting a strengthening of the US dollar at this stage. We're having a sell-off of all of the risk currencies, so Aussie dollar, euro, pound is all selling off. So the pound looks like it will continue down to at least test these lows, which is why I have the alert here. And from the last 2 positions, that's almost a 90 to 100 pip move. So here we go, moving down now. We're up nice 30 pips, but we'll come back when we get down to this level, and we'll take out one position, and we've locked in a profitable trade. Alright guys, so we're up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, about 70 pips. As you can see, I sold right at the top. Right at the top. I'm going to start taking out, I'm going to take out 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3. And we're still moving down, so we're now up more than the last positions. And I'm just going to move these last 2 stops down to I think I'll move them to just above the high. Now what that means is that we're in a profitable trade, and should price move up at the beginning of London Open, if price does move up, then we still have made money, and if there's an edge, then we still get short from move down again. So looking for the lows on both the remaining positions, as you can see, which is about 100 pips from here. So that's what we're waiting for at minimum, and then we'll play it by ear and see what happens there. But still moving down. We've made good money already, and I think we're going to be moving lower. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we had our first pull down from my first entry is up here. As price came down into the moving average, I actually ended up taking out all of my positions apart from 2, and so they were taken out in this region here. I had 2 more positions remaining, and when price came up they stopped out for break even about there, and sure enough we had another edge to get in. So as you can see, we're currently up 4 positions here, short going down, and I'll look out for a reaction at this level here, and then look out the open of the week, which is down here. So let's see what happens, and I think we're going to be in the money. I will be looking at holding some of these positions for an extended period of time, simply because I believe we might be in the beginning of a major reversal. So we're moving down strongly now, and it's looking good, and so let's come back when we take out a couple of these positions. In fact, we could actually almost take out these 2 top ones now, and then we'd be in a break-even trade. We can move our stops just below the high. But let's see a breakdown to the 200 moving average, and that would actually give us a nice 20-25 pips or so. So let's come back shortly and see what happens. Okay, so added to my position, we're now up a number of pips, and we've got a trend line break going on. I'm just going to take out 2 of these quickly. 1, 2. Okay, beautiful. So there was 40 pips in that. We're currently up another 40, and looking to the lows. So what that does is that locks me in a almost, it's a break-even trade, almost a break-even trade. Now when we come down lower, I'll look to take out a 3rd position, probably close around to the pivot. So let's see what happens. But how about that? As you can see, price zero drawdown on the trade. If we go down to a 1-minute chart, we can see that price moved to my favor immediately on those multiple positions. Here's my 2nd entry in here, and we're moving down nicely. So that trend line break helped us. Once we get a break of the 200 moving average, then I definitely think we could get some momentum, because we're seeing momentum bearishly on the medium time frames. So looking to move down sharply, looking like we do have weakness, and let's come back when we break down for another 25 to 30 pips or more if it's sharper, and I'll take out a few more positions. Okay, and so we're down 26 pips, and we've come into the former swing low. This is a great place to take out more profit. There will be some stops below that for everyone who is long into the beginning of the European session. So let's see what sort of reaction. If we can burst right through that, then I will hold on down to the pivot. But if we get a bit of reaction, then I'll just take it out. 28 pips, 27. So we're now down we're up a number of pips, so 2, 4, 6, about 70 pips on these last 4 positions. So as you can see, I added here again here, and I added here again there. So altogether we opened up about 8 positions, taken out 4, just about to take out another one now, and we have broken through that level nicely. We should get a quick pull down because we've also broken the moving average. So notice that we are coming down into this knot area as well, which coincides with the pivot level. So we are probably going to get some sort of reaction in this zone here. So our 30 pips, yep, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to take out another 30 pips there. And so let's zoom in on the 1-minute chart, and let's have a look at our deal map. Okay, there's our deal map. Okay, so this was a small speculative buy that I took out for almost break even, and as you can see, we actually sold the top. Okay, most people think it's impossible. You can do it. So there's 20 pips, there's 20 pips, and this one is 30 pips. So nice 70 pips already. We have another 55 in the bank that are floating, and stops are just above the high, and I'm going to be looking to see what sort of reaction we get. I do believe that we are actually turning around, like I said, on the medium time frames. As you can see, these are other take profits I took before. So because of that, I am looking to hold for longer, but those early profitable lots taken allow me to scalp my way into a swing trade. And so that's really the key for me. Scalp your way into a swing trade, because if I'm correct on the higher time frames with respect to market structure, and if I have got the turning points in the market accurate, then I do have a very good opportunity for a swing trade, which I could hold for 2 or 3, 4, 5 days. So if we get down to the next low from where we are now, it's 130 pips. So let's have a look. My take profit regions, one is at the low, okay, this previous swing low from last week. Now that low also coincides with 1.3900 level, 73 pips away. That's my first one, and then I have another couple down, which I would just put there and there. 150 pips away, that's at the next strong level. So now this didn't take long. If we actually look on a 5-minute chart, you can see, you know, I entered my early one back there, but my main position was entered here. This candle here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes, okay, and we're up 70 pips. And look, I could bring these down to break even. I am just going to keep them protected for the above now. The reason for that is that we have a 1.4000 level, so it's a big level, and we also have the R1. So pivot and that number is something good to keep in mind. But let's come back tomorrow and see what these last 3 trades do for us. I think we will be in the money. I will watch how price reacts as we come down, and if I feel like price will go back up, as it sometimes does, then I will actually get out and stop out these last 3 trades for break even and scratch them. And again, if there's another edge, and if the higher time frame market structure is still bearish, I will look to get short again. But often what happens is we move lower in London, and what happens is sometimes when New York opens, then the New York traders will push price higher to get a better price, and then they'll push it lower again. So that does happen. That's why we do get stop outs. That's why it's best to take out your profit very, very quickly. So as you can see, my trade had 0 drawdown, straight into profit. That's how you want to trade. We're now up another 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75 pips. I could take that out right now, we'd have 150 pips for the day. That's in 30 minutes, guys. So that's the way to trade, and that's how we teach you to trade. Jump on board, click the link below, schedule a call with me, and we can see if you're qualified to be one of our professional students. Okay, so it's the next day, and sure enough, had a very, very successful trade. So if we go to the high time frame, we were looking at the fact that there was probably going to be continuation after this huge sell-off down here. And so first selling positions were in here, and we made money selling that first dip. And then I mentioned that there was a strong probability that price would actually move up again into the open of London and then sell off. Okay, and so the next focus was on selling up here, and that's what we did. So let's just zoom in and see what happened. So here's our deal map. We sold the exact high, 20 pips on that one, 30 pips on that one, 32 pips on this one, and that one was for 49 pips. And as you can see, we're still up. Let's just remove the deal map. We're still up one position for 55 pips, and I'm hoping to keep that for lower. Now it is possible that we push down to the lows, then we get some sort of retrace higher before we continue down. So I will be watching the lows. My stop is now at break even, just below. So we're at 55 pips on that last trade. And again, if price does come up higher, I will be looking for shorts again into the rest of the week. But from last night we did extremely well, so let's go and have a look at our trade history. Okay, so there we go, 1st of March. These are all our trades, as you can see, and it was a total of 150 pips on the closed positions, and then we still have one remaining position open for 53 pips. So at the moment we're looking at a total of 200 pips. 50 of those are floating, and we're going to see what happens in the coming session. I do think we are bearish on the week, but again we'll play it by ear. We now can't lose. We've locked in 150 pips. Last position is break even, and it's been a brilliant start to the week.